This season, our sales of modern and post-war British art include some fantastic examples which have never come onto the market before. We range from a wonderful early Ben Nicholson in his own carved frame from 1928, to a group of works on paper by Bridget Riley from the 60s and 70s, to one of Terry Frost's most monumental pieces, his coastal figure from 1952 to 3. We're also very excited because we're presenting Edward Burra's Savoy Ballroom, Harlem from 1934. Burra first visited New York in October 1933 and he was amazed by what he found. He was staying with the actress Edna Thomas in Harlem and he was immediately drawn into all the energy, the jazz culture that was to be found in that area at the time. The Savoy Ballroom had opened in 1926. And it's important because it was one of the first racially integrated public places. Burra wrote to Barbara Kursima, he said, "We went to the Savoy dance hall the other night. You would go mad. I've never in my life seen such a display. I've never seen such wonderful dancing." In this image, he draws us straight into the heart of this scene. All around, you can see people dancing, their legs akimbo, you've got the musicians in the background, looking through all the characters. Every single figure is detailed in a very individual way. He hasn't just represented the crowd as a whole. It's very much picking out each individual within the crowd and creating an image that almost bounces off the sheet itself. We're really thrilled to present Patrick Caulfield's Forecourt from 1975. Caulfield has recently had an amazing survey exhibition at Tate, which looked with refreshed eyes over some of his most major masterpieces, and included as the centrepiece of this exhibition was none other than Forecourt. Caulfield was part of that new generation of artists who went to the Royal College of Art in the early 60s and emerged onto the London platform with a new eye, a new way of representation. For Caulfield in particular, he developed this very elegant graphic style which comes to its fore in this picture. Very confident black line combined with the bold saturated colour. He always sets up within his compositions so many tensions that make the image all the more dynamic. So here you've got a very grand architecture. He combines that with the most domestic of all flowers, with daffodils in the foreground, almost floating in the wind. And the interplay between the two really brings the composition alive. He worked to very, very detailed drawings. Nothing is left to chance. And I think you can tell that because the image comes together so well, and because there are so many subtle interplays woven throughout the composition, he couldn't have achieved such a heightened image without planning it so thoroughly.